Asked by Tucker DeLargy.
Hello, my name is Tucker DeLargy. I am currently a senior at Mountain Vista High School. With the recent news of multiple shootings in the last couple of years, how do you expect to keep the students of Douglas County safe without being a distraction from learning or being a nuisance in general?
Could you just repeat the very first part of your question?
With recent news of multiple shootings in the last couple of years, how do you expect to keep the students of Douglas County safe?
Okay. So safety is, I've heard, is our #1 concern in Douglas County. And I think it's really important that we are concerned about our students. However, I'm not sure we can protect our students 100% of the time, all the time. I believe that, unfortunately, there are situations, people in this country who make terrible choices and hurt our children. I, for one, don't know that I want my children to go to a high school where they have to go through metal detectors to get in. And what good would that do anyway? If someone has a machine gun or something, they can shoot a door out and go right past that metal detector. So I don't want our schools to become prisons. I really want them to be the caring and collaborative environments that they're meant to be. But aside from that, I wanted to talk about a couple of other things. I think it's really important to understand on the budget that when we're talking about fund balance, we don't really need to go there just on fund balance. Every year for the last 4 years, our district has been unable to budget to the tune of $20 million per year, and this year it's almost $30 million. This has nothing to do with fund balance. It has to do with how much money is available to go into the classrooms every single day for you to get the best education possible. We talk about one-time money, we talk about all these things. We've had an ongoing $20 million that has been kept out of your classrooms for you to be the best educated students that you can.
School safety is something that the district has taken very seriously. In addition to school resource officers and agreements with the local sheriffs and police departments, at the high school level, that program's been brought down into the middle and the elementary schools so that the sheriff's departments and the local police departments are regularly patrolling our schools, showing a presence at the schools, becoming familiar with the schools. That doesn't mean that we're going to prevent every incident. I believe that that's an impossible thing to do. But what we can do is make sure that we have the things in place, that the officers in our community are familiar with our buildings and they're able to protect our children.
We've always had an officer come to our school in Larkspur. I live in Larkspur. Our school's our community center. That's where everyone does everything. We have officers at our school all of the time. So again, I think, the safety thing is very important to discuss, but we've spent a lot of money on it, and I think it's important for us to think about how we prioritize our money. One of the things that I think is missing is parent and student and community and taxpayer voice in this board. There are no opportunities for us to give information to our school district about what is important for us or what is not. Some may think safety is the most important thing. Some may think high school is the most important thing. Others may think elementary school is the most important thing. But we need to have a voice in this community so that we can tell our school board members what is the most important thing. Ms. Reynolds serves on the District Accountability Committee. It is the committee that is supposed to go out to the school accountability committees and understand concerns about funding and other issues at the school level. I will tell you, I've been involved in school accountability committees since I've been in Douglas County and even before when I was at Lewis Palmer School District with my children. And I have not once been asked as a school advisory council member for input into the budget for the district. I don't think that's okay. We need to be providing oversight. The board needs to provide oversight, and the DAC needs to provide oversight. And we must have an information flow so that we all have a voice in this. Students, you are amazing. You put this together. You know how dollars should be spent in your school. You know what's important, whether it's arts, more teachers, more AP classes. All of the variety of choices that you have, you can give that feedback to your principal, to your school accountability committee, and then that should be moved forward to the district accountability committee, which then ultimately reports up to the Board of Education. We have lost our public voice in this district, and I will not let that continue to happen. I will listen to our constituents when I get elected. That's Julie Keim for District D. Thanks.
School accountabilities are where parents, teachers, community members, and principals make decisions about that school. Some of those are budget decisions, some of those are curriculum decisions. What a school accountability does is they make budget priorities, and then they work with the principal on those budget priorities. Those budget priorities are passed on to the DAC and disseminated and then shared with the board. Not talking about how dollars are spent specifically, we're talking about the things that we find important and matter to us in our school buildings. Communication is a big part of this. The SACs have to communicate with the DAC as well as the DAC communicate with them. That's done through a website, that's done through emails, that's done through public meetings. Also, site-based budgeting is a really important key in all of this budget issue. Because schools are in control of their own budgets, they are allowed not only to decide how that money is spent, but they are allowed to decide when they don't spend the money. And all of our high schools last year had a carryover fund that they had assigned for a specific purpose that was important to that school and that building. That makes it very difficult to budget in the traditional top-down manner that most school districts are used to budgeting in. It's Judi Reynolds, District D. Please vote for me. Thank you.
Our next question is for